Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and this video is going to be about our summer school, or lack thereof. I ended my last video saying that, we're going to have a summer school, we're going to continue through the summer because of all the stuff that's going to be happening in the next year. I really wanted to get a jump on that, especially with my first grader. And we ended school June 21st, and a week after that, we were all sick. It was a cold. I think literally our bodies just dropped. And the week after that, I started getting back into our routine. We had 2 out of 5 days pretty darn cool for our summer school. And to be honest, I was like, you know what? We are burnt out. And this wasn't even a lot of the bookwork things I was planning. This was more of, we're going to do read-alouds, we're going to do projects, we're going to do all these things that we just didn't get to. Sorry, mom interruption. Okay, back to it. And yes, I let my hair down because I'm just sweating, and I'm hoping it'll kind of hide some of the stuff going on here. Alright, so, where was I? School, plans, activities, yes. Well, even with those, it was still structured, even though I was trying to make it not so structured. And then we hit a heat wave. And when I'm saying heat wave, I am talking temperatures of 115 or more, and just sweating to the point where my brain is fried. So even things like making the dinner every night, I'm not kidding. I just look at food, I want to cry because I don't want to put any steam into the house. I don't want to do anything. Instapot, eating hot food. It's too hot. Yesterday I could not get our indoor temperature below 95, and that's not including what was outside, and it was a little bit cooler that day. So the idea of trying to sit down and put our brains to work is just not working at all. So what have we been doing? Well, we did our library challenge. We always love to do those where you're reading books and you're marking them off, and then you get to go and collect a prize from a library when you've read 10 or more books. Qualifications and my qualifications are a little bit different. For my daughter, I was specific. You need to read anything that's 200 pages or more. Whereas I don't think for her grade level they had any restrictions. For my son, it was you need to read non-picture books in order to make it work for your, and I don't mean like Magic Tree House that have pictures in them. I meant like children's picture books, even though there's some good books in there. And then for the younger two, it was you had to read with mommy. Now my 6-year-old thinks he can read, and so he will sit there and then he will read the book and then tell me about it when he's done. And yeah, there's a lot of imagination going on there, and I think that's fantastic. But for this challenge, I was like, we need to make this realistic for everyone. And their stipulation was that a parent or on grade level book for my 6-year-old and my almost 5-year-old, they had to have their books read to them, and I was totally fine with that. And we did, and we read a lot of books. Let's see, and I'm still participating in that. I thought I had 10 books to read as well. Nope, I only have 5, so I am almost at 10, so I'm like, yeah, we're going to finish that. So, what else? As many of you know, I joined the charter school at the end of the last school year, and there is going to be a video coming out discussing why I, a conservative Christian, joined a public charter school program. I know that's something that a lot of people have been asking about, so there is a video coming. Please stay tuned for that. So when I joined the charter school last year, I had to adjust myself to it, and then knowing what I'm going to do this year, I need to make sure that those orders are in, and I haven't done anything with that. That's how bad it's been. I'm not laying around all day. I am doing so much. I've been doing a lot of the spring cleaning that I didn't get to, which makes it a little difficult when I'm trying to do like clean with me videos. just because I am not the only one cleaning. My children are involved, and I know that's actually something that you all would love to see. The problem isn't that I don't want them being seen on YouTube. That's not it at all, but it's really hard to set up a camera when everybody is working, or when we have to deal with attitudes with everybody working, because that is something that I won't do. I will not be sharing with you some of the discipline that happens, or when children have bad attitudes. I don't want them to feel embarrassed that it's online. It does happen, but sometimes real life doesn't need to be shown. And so when I know that we're going to have some problems or deal with some things, especially with cleaning, I'm not going to be putting that out there for everybody to see. That's just my personal views. I actually don't have any problems watching it on other channels. They have their own views on this, and for some reason it doesn't bother me, for lack of a better word, as much as it does putting myself out there, for lack of a better word. Not that we're perfect, but I really, really do want to be respectful of my children, and they are very self-conscious when they do, when they have wrong behavior and other people see it. And it's never been a tool to whip them into shape. Their shame is not my tool to make sure that they're always obedient. So anyway, all that to say, when we have issues like that and we're all cleaning, I don't film because of that, and because of how to try to set up the camera. It's easy when you know you need to focus it on you, but when you're trying to work with many people going, you have to figure out a good angle to get everybody in, or you can end up with a bunch of blank space. Ask me how I know this. So anyway, we've been doing a ton of cleaning this summer. I've been able to do some trips that I haven't normally gotten to do. I got to go see Hannah from Pepper and Pine, and I went down and saw my sister one day, and I went out of town another day with my sister. I mean, it's been a huge year for me to go out of town and without my husband. So that doesn't happen very often at all. Because I had lost the income in teaching that extra student that I had, and I do get paid for teaching my sister. My mom is generous in that respect. Because of that, I had to come up with additional ways to bring in income, because we need $800 for groceries every month, and I only bring in $5 for that. So we had a deficit of $300 each month, and so that meant any spare time I could, I was taking on house cleaning, I was doing whatever I could to bring in extra income. So there we go. So summer school just didn't happen. A lot of school planning hasn't happened. I have Bookshark Health that was given to me as a review for you, and so that is coming, and we've been trying to do a little bit of that, but honestly during the summer it was like we're burnt out, and we can't enjoy something like this when we are burnt out. With fun schooling, we still kind of do that. My daughter absolutely loves their coloring, and I think she's just going to go through the coloring more than anything else. My eldest daughter is more into the question and answering with the fun schooling books, but a lot of the other things she isn't so much into right now. My eldest daughter has also been knitting a frenzy. So she learned how to knit dishcloths, my handicraft of the year, and it exploded. She has taken off, and she ended up with almost $100 in orders. It was so fantastic. I was so happy for her. And then she made the very mature decision to pay for her own shoes and clothing this winter if she wanted anything. And you know what? I was like, yeah, go for it. Let's go for it. Honestly, if she needs something that I know that she won't put out for there, I will obviously be more than happy to purchase that for her. But if she wants to try to learn how these things work, I'm not going to stop her. So I was super proud of her for that. And then she still managed to make sure that she saved money to replenish her yarn supply. My son is trying to figure out what he wants to do to bring in income. Again, these decisions that they've been making. I've been trying to figure out how to help them in the best way I can. It's just taken time and effort, and I'm trying to bustle everywhere I can and do whatever I can. So, poor kid, he's kind of been a little bit back burner, and that's my fault. I usually put his needs back burner, and I'm trying to do better about that. And then the younger three just have been learning to enjoy and live with themselves. My 6-year-old is definitely, I was prepared for this because my son did the same thing, but so emotional. It's like once you hit 6 years old, everything is trauma. And so we're learning to work with that and learning to, he is learning to use a lot of self-control and self-discipline with that. So that's been his big schooling before starting Ambleside year 1, which is what I was hoping to do. No, we've been working on his habits unintentionally, but that's really what it amounts to, is his habits. And then I think I'm going to figure out how to do my almost 5-year-old and start her in the same school year as my son. She is so ready, and if I just put both of them in year 1, then I don't have to do this all over again, and they can just continue on. And she's ready, he's ready. My girls tend to be ready by the time they're 4, and I've pushed it to 5. So I think we're just going to start year 1, but I'm not going to push it. I'm going to just see see how it goes with her, and I think it's going to work really, really well. And then I'll just do year 1 again when John Boy turns 6 or 7. It depends. I think it'll be ready by 6. It seems like the first couple kids, it's easier to do up until 7 to start school. But the younger ones, after they've heard and learned from the older ones, they're more ready than the older ones were. So that's pretty much been our summer school, or our summer, what's been going on. And I really, really have to buckle down and start school planning. I have everything printed out. I have almost everything here and ready. And I actually, with a lot of the Ambleside work, I've been purchasing that out of my own pocket if I can possibly make it work, because since I'll be using it for many kids, and I don't know the situation with us moving, and if the books can come with us. So they can't come with us. They have to be returned to the school. So that's a lot of the work that I've been... That doesn't come out right. That comes out very confusing. So the books that I've purchased, I'm trying to make sure that I can save them for future use. The stuff that we can enhance our school year but can be returned is definitely fantastic. Obviously, I can't purchase every book on Ambleside. I just don't have that kind of money. And by I don't mean everything, but I mean like for the school year, I didn't have the money to do it. But so the ones that that can be returned, definitely I'm using the school funding to do that. But the ones that definitely are more Christian based and will probably be staying with us for year after year, okay, I've purchased with my own funds. Also with I get this question a lot, is why don't I use the library more, especially since I endorse using your library often. With Ambleside, I found that we don't get our books finished within 3 weeks unless we really push it, and with everything that there is to read, it just won't happen. It can take up to 6 to 8 weeks for us to get a book in, or it can be a couple days. You really don't know. It just depends. And it was really difficult to try to organize, and then you had to rearrange stuff, and then you're like, okay, we gotta rush through this. No, I was able to extend our deadline on this, and it was just like, you know what, for a core curriculum with our school, let's just purchase it, and then the additional books that I like to make sure that they get to read, obviously we'll just use the library. So that's been how it's working out. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this video. I hope it was, It wasn't useful. It was just a chit chat video. But I hope you enjoyed it. And there we go. Let's talk down below. Are you doing summer school? We were really trying to get going with a year-round school plan, and obviously that didn't happen. Okay, I'm going to see you next time, and have a good day.